everyone, Tracy here with Paper Closet Designs. In today's video, we are going to make leather earrings. I'm so excited. I hope you are too. These are some new files that will be released this weekend, just in time for your 4th of July celebrations, summer celebrations, or anything else. So let me show you some that I've made, and then we will get into what you'll need and how to do them. So the first one I have is these round earrings, and they are 3 layers. And I've done those with a little bit of a patriotic theme. And then I also have the teardrop earrings. And these I've done kind of with a little bit of a summer bohemian theme. And that's actually glitter back there. This one also has some glitter. And when you get your file, you will have everything that you need with the exception of the hardware and a couple of tools. So let me show you what you'll need first. You're going to need a set of earring wires, and I just have these that clasp in the back, or you can also use the fish hook earrings holders, doesn't matter. And you will need 4 jump rings. So I like to find the ones that are already opened. But I brought one that's closed so I can show you how to open them. It just saves a step, but it's not a big deal. If you can only find the closed, go ahead and get the closed. You'll need a couple of tools. I use a little owl just to poke the holes out because they're pretty tiny. But you can use a toothpick or anything that you have on hand. Don't go purchasing one of these. You will want a pair of jeweler pliers. And if you have a second pair, it kind of helps just to hold them, but it's not necessary. You can do it with just one. If you're going to glue the leather together, you'll also want some glue, and I found that the E6000 works the best. So we're not going to do that today, and I'll explain why in a minute, but if you do decide you want to glue some of yours together, you'll want this glue. Okay, as far as your file goes, all of these that I'm showing today are 3 layers. So we have the round, we have the teardrop. I'm going to show you the stars. Excuse me. And I've also got one that is a heart one. I'm just waiting for the perfect the perfect leather to cut these out. So what you'll do first off is you're going to cut your earrings from faux leather, and Cricut machines and Silhouette machines both will cut them out without any problem. On the Cricut machine, it does a double cut automatically on the faux leather setting, and if you have the Silhouette, you'll just want to do 2 passes. But it cuts it out. It's beautiful. It works really easy. As far as the faux leather goes, there are different brands that you can use. These that I'm doing today and the ones and this that I'm showing you right here, I bought all of that off of Amazon. Cricut carries a brand. I've bought faux leather from Joann's, but you want to make sure that it's the faux leather for this and not the real leather. So they're pretty thin. And they all have a little bit of a different backing. Okay, so when you cut these out, some places will tell you to back them up. So cut one for the front and one for the back. When I do the layered earrings, I don't back them up because I find to put 3 layers and they all have backs, which turns into 6 layers. They don't fit on those jump rings very well and they don't swing very well. You don't really have to worry about seeing the backs of them when you're wearing them. They look fine, but if you are worried, go ahead and put a back layer on the largest layer on the back layer, and you would just glue them face to face. So if this was it, you would just glue them face to face and let them dry before you put them on the jump ring. So now let's get into assembling them. So I have cut all of these out, and they do have holes on the back. So you're going to flip them over to the back, and you're going to find that hole, and you're just going to poke it through with that owl. And sometimes when you pull these up off the mat, the hole will stay on the mat, and so you don't need to really worry about it. But sometimes it doesn't. And I just use this little owl to poke the holes through. And as you can see, all of them are a little bit different, the backings. They should have some type of fabric backing on them. So that is the first thing that you're going to do, is just poke these out. Another tip that I will give you is when I'm doing the earrings, I like, for the most part, I like the smaller printed leather, or the ones with patterns on them. If you get something that has a really big print, unless you're doing a huge earring, it's hard to be able to see the whole pattern. Okay, in your file, you are also going to get 2 of these cards, and they have either the 2 holes or the 1 hole. They're both in your file, and that is so if you're using these that close, you'll want them on your 2 hole, and if you're using the ones with the fish hook, you'll want just 1 hole so that you can slip them through. Okay, once everything is open, we're going to go ahead and we're going to everything is poked out. You've got all your holes. We're going to go ahead and open our jump ring if they are not opened already. So the easiest way to do this, I think, is to use 2 sets of pliers and hold it with one, and then use the other set. And what you're going to do, I don't know if you can see this, is you're going to open it this way. You're not going to pull them apart like this. You're going to open them from side to side so that it has that little gap right there. Okay, then, because I have big thumbs and usually have nails on, I'm going to hold that jump ring with my pliers. I'm going to actually do it with this one. And then we're just going to layer the earrings on. So I'm going to put the back layer on first. I'm going to put the second layer on next. And then I'm going to finish with that 3rd layer. And this is what I'm talking about, that if you've got 6 layers on here, that jump ring is probably getting really full. So once those are on there, you're going to close that up. And that's why we open them side to side and not front to back, because we're just going to squish it to close it. And then you're going to take a second jump ring and hook it through the first one and hook it through your earring. And you want to make sure that you're holding them up so that they face, the front of the earring hook faces the front of the leather. And then we're just going to close that one as well. Trying to look around the camera and see what I'm doing here. Perfect. And there is the earring. Don't know if you can see that or not. So these really do go together super quick, super easy. Let's do the second one. So again, you're just going to start with that back layer. Now, if these were layered, if I had glued a back piece to it, you would let this completely dry before you start layering them. You can also leave one of the layers off if you didn't want to. If you wanted to, you know, do the big and the small, or the small and the medium, or whatever, or even just one of them. Go ahead and close that up. These earrings are about 2 inches. I think the teardrops are 2, and I think the circles and the stars are 1.5. But you can easily resize them if you like bigger or smaller earrings. You would just need to ungroup it and size the earring part, not the hole part. You don't want to get that hole too big. Just slip that on there. Gonna close that up. And there is the second earring. Super, super simple to do. It takes you longer to cut them than it does to actually assemble them. And then I'm going to just put it on my card so that I can use this as a gift. And we're going to slip that through there. These would make great little projects if you do a summer bazaar or a little pop-up shop. and they do not take hardly any leather. And so you can get a sheet of leather and just make a ton of them. You could even put your logo down on your card. So there you go. That is all there is to making these 3-layered earrings from faux leather. If you have a Glowforge or another laser cutter, you can also cut these out of wood. However, you would need probably bigger jump rings if you were going to do all 3 layers. Or you could just do 1 layer and paint them. Cut them out of acrylic. The circle ones I've cut out of acrylic and then did a emboss inside of them, and they are really pretty. So lots of options with this file, and it's so easy and so quick. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you'll give me a thumbs up. Be sure and hit the subscribe button down below, and have a great day.